Hello, I'm John Joe, this is Line War, and today we have 777, who is blue, battling Basantos, who is red, who's also the developer of the game. One of them, anyway, there's two. So, they both wanted to start in the middle-ish area. It blacked out. 7 has started down in this section over here, and is already getting some structures on the ground. They got 4 factories straight away. Looks like, because they don't have any energy, or they do have a little bit, maybe they will go into a bit of tanks. Yes, they are. They're switching into a few tanks. But not completely, it looks like a SAM unit. Let's turn off the fog of war and turn on all commands. Over in the north, we have Basantos, who is pretty much going to do the same thing. They've got some energy over here. They haven't captured this one yet. They're getting a bit of navy going as well. So they've got 3 factories. The potential for energy, which they're going to need a lot of. They're going for tanks and ships as well. But I'm guessing they're going for the energy in the water over here. So let's have a quick look at the map of it again. 7's has quite a bit of energy there, a bit in the middle, but this area is going to be contested. I think, along with the ocean, and if Basantos can get down here, it really depends who gets these energy wells, if the battle lasts that long. So Basantos spreads his lines out as he progresses. I'm just going to speed up the time. Oh, we're on ×2. There we go. So I'm going to speed up that. We've got 3 lines going down for each one, so they've got 3 pathways each. That spreads them out a little so they catch the territories as they go. Whereas 7 uses single lines to expand through the map, just grabbing the territories that way. And he's got these, like he just changed it, so he's got the lines with infantry only on. If you put them too close to there, if they've got the artillery on, the basic default setting, then you'll have the artillery end up going this way. You know the enemy is going to be to the left, so it is good to try and switch it up early on. So he's got all his tanks moving this way. And Basantos has a specific line for his tanks. They're going to go this way, capturing territories until they reach this line. And they're going to rush down into this section. So Basantos knows where he is based on the starting part of the game. So obviously there was the blue picking phase, blue in the picking phase was in the middle a little. So he's gone and checked that area out. He knows they're not there, so he knows 7's down here. Not that there was many options at the beginning, but I just thought I'd point that out. They haven't really met yet. I don't think either player can see each other yet. So this is what Basantos can see. He's got a boat coming in down here with some infantry to grab in this section here. He's going to take this energy well, but from 7's point of view, they are struggling for energy. He hasn't yet built an energy well. He's going for some eco instead, which is going to hurt him right now because he has no energy and there's a tank in the field. But tanks don't have a lot of vision, so he can't see too much of what's going on. He knows the enemy's around, but he can't see too much else of what's going on. Now 7 is able to attack even without the energy, but they will get lower armor from energy units like tanks. And this tank's going through the forest, and those infantry are going to be boosted by the forest. So they will be doing a bit extra damage there as he passes by. I'm trying to keep an eye up in the north because there's the main force coming in any second. And this tank's just coming by. He's not going to go for any structures or any kills. He's going to grab a territory down in the south, I would have thought, to try and build a proxy base down there and have a secondary entry point to this section of the island. There you go. He's trying to move the infantry directly on top of this artillery he's got round them, and he has just swarmed them. Still continuing to grab the territory, but using a long line like this to create a formation, and it's in a curve shape, so he's able to progress forward. 7 sorted out the energy problem now. We have 2 energy wells at this point. He's got a third one potentially there, but that's going to be hard to keep, especially as these cruisers are starting to come out of this navy yard. And Basantos is now willing to push them forward. Down in the south here, I'm going to slow down time to normal speed. And the tanks are getting destroyed as the black smoke goes again. 7 is going to be taking extra damage for that. We can see from his perspective, he is producing energy. And he's now switching in. Actually, he's not switching. He's still got SAM units being produced. At this point, I would stop using SAM units. You've got enough there to support any sort of mini surprise attack. But you really need to get more tanks on the field, or artillery in this case, because he's running low on energy. But, well, I suppose he's got that sorted now, so he should be doing alright. What did that tank in the south do? It got chased and destroyed by the looks of it. This group of units came down, they had a little battle here, and they took him out. And now Basantos is retreating from the area with just a couple of infantry and tanks left over, and he's being chased away by about 6 tanks. There's a few more coming in. Over here, though, 7 is well aware that the enemy might try and board through the waters over here. Don't think they know that for sure. I think that is just a good prediction. The tanks are chasing the tanks. The 7's got his blue line. Actually, I don't know whose line that is. I say this blue line's Basantos's. And these tanks are still just following this order here to chase the units down. There we go. So that's the first engagement done. Bit of a scuffle there. And we're still producing anti-air for Sam. I think that it might still be good to get some out there, but I don't think Basantos is going for any air units just yet. Actually, I was wrong. They're there, and I think they're going to be more effective over here by the looks of it. So the boats are over here checking out the location, and they have been discovered. So 7 now knows that Basantos is going to be trying to take out some energy with Navy, but I don't think he's aware about the energy units up there. The air units, sorry. Down in this section, it looks like 7's taken over quite a lot of land, but I think Basantos has a lot more potential land to grab. So we'll have a quick look at the economy. So 7 currently has this amount of money, and its income is 735. So if we switch to Basantos, he's on 840. So he's already ahead. And I wonder who has the most expensive. So Basantos also is 100 extra in the expenses. So that just means he kind of has more stuff as well. And they're getting a barracks over here to help try and claim some territories here without having to invest any current units that he has apart from 3 tanks. Down in this section though, he's pretty much captured it all apart from this little bit here. And the only problem with having a navy in this water here, he can't transfer it to this ocean at all. Or this side. Which could be good. There's a lot of territory there to grab. Up in the north, he's still got air units. I'm wondering what he's building. It looks like he's building strikers. Which is actually really good because he's going to try and target the structure specifically with the striker. Even if bombers could be considered better, the strikers can kill the structure faster and get out quicker. Because they can't target. Well, the bombers can't target structures. But Basantos is actually quite exposed here. He doesn't really have anything in this area at all. And I don't think 7 is confident enough to try and advance in that direction just yet. So it's kind of a bit of a bluff game at the minute. But it looks like he might do soon. I think it's just his units getting a bit carried away. He's building an airfield down here, and that's going to help his push later on, I think. So he's probably going to be going for helicopters. And Basantos has 2 strikers. He's going for the kill already, and there is a SAM unit here, so that might be enough to try and pressure Basantos to call off the attack. But I don't know if he will. There is quite a lot of units there, but the strikers will only target this because it's a strike command. And Basantos has called it off. So now 7 is probably going to want to try and send more anti-air that way. So I probably wouldn't have done that if I was Basantos. Kind of revealed what you got before you can kill it, just in case. I know he kind of wanted to make sure that you could kill him earlier, but I don't think it went in his favour. There we go. So we've got a factory here. I can only imagine it's going to be producing SAMs, but that's not going to be done in time. The strikers are going for an airfield. an airfield, an aircraft carrier. He's got control over the ocean. That's actually really good. There's almost nothing to challenge an aircraft carrier in this waters. So they're going to be quite effective, but 7 is pushing over the mountains over here, which is good. It slows down your units. But it should give you some stealth, but in this case, not so much. There's enough units here to reveal what he's got. But he is trying to gain that stealth advantage. And either way, he's going around the defenses there. But that's quite a few tanks. I don't think Basantos isn't going to be able to handle this, but I think this energy well's going down. And he does have quite a bit of storage, so he should be fine. And the reinforcements are coming in, but there is no major force here to defend with. Oh, there's a couple of units there. They came in through an airdrop. So Sam's there trying to take out that striker, so it's good that he's brought some forward to come along with his army. And he hasn't yet revealed his own helicopters. But he is about to. The helicopters are moving in. They're going to be focusing on the north section of this battle here, which is probably where they're going to be most effective. And I don't think Basantos has any anti-air at all, apart from the waters over here. But these strikers are moving over to take out some units. He's got some tanks landed. And he's going to be sending units across for a counter-attack up in the north there instead. So these tanks are being swarmed by infantry, which are pretty much only slowing them down. They are going to be doing some damage over time, but I think Basantos is just going to slowly outweigh him while the reinforcements come in and take out the rest. But it's these tanks that are going to do most of the work. Maybe that's why he did it. He revealed the air units up in the north just to make them build SAM units, so that you can send tanks in afterwards. And there you go, all these strikers, and I'm still in a fast speed. There we go. All of these strikers taking out that energy well, and the tanks moving towards this forest here. I don't know what he can see. He can't even see the production structures here, so they're just moving towards the units there. He's building factories here now, so this attack has provided them a distraction to hopefully bring in some reinforcements through those. Actually, are they factories? The barracks. So they're going to give him loads of infantry. Over in the mountains here, they are able to shoot down as units come slower, but they're just right on the edge of the mountains. They're the ones being slowed down instead. And this helicopter's getting caught out just on the edge here, getting hit by tanks and infantry. I don't think that's going to survive much longer. But 7 seems to be out of energy entirely. There's absolutely no energy left, so his tanks and helicopters are pretty much out of the game at this point. But the strikers can't seem to find too many weak points, just in the north. But they are being attacked heavily by these SAM units on the ground. But I think the amount of strikers that are there would be able to take out these SAM units, as they currently are. And I think Basantos has enough units to even take some losses, but yet still take them out, as you can see. He's got enough strikers there to balance out the odds. Over in this section though, Basantos has brought his units over the mountains from multiple directions and is now pushing through this section of the map against 7. And 7 is struggling now. He's only got energy whilst up in the north here, so he needs to switch out from tanks. He's still producing a tank, and they can't move right now, so I wouldn't... You'd switch into artillery at this point. He is going for an energy well down here, though. I didn't spot that. So he will have some energy soon, but not that much. And he's still producing helicopters. He's got this area over here. And having the tanks he has on the map, he needs to probably just switch into artillery. But unfortunately, I think Basantos has pretty much dominated him. He's got the ocean over here. He's coming through this side. He's taken over this section of the land. Probably one of the most important areas for 7. And up in this section, 7 is still trying to take control over this area, but I would probably just retreat and try and hold off this choke point here. The aircraft carrier has been called to target this structure here with the strikers. And we now have 2 aircraft carriers. And we still have boats transporting units. They're coming down this section. I think they're going to cut into here and try and push through there. The tanks in the forest have... Oh no, it's not tanks. Infantry and a tank. They're going through the forest trying to take out these structures over here, which it looks like 7 did try to build some defences here to try and stop any pushes through. And I think he will survive from this attack, but there are quite a few units coming this way. There we go, the infantry are being dropped off on this corner here. And they're just going to start capturing the territory first. But they might catch out these SAM units. SAM units are kind of good at destroying infantry because they've got a minigun. But they're certainly not built for it, and the infantry will take out the SAM unit. Especially in the swarms they have. But at least the SAMs can fight back then. So they will be able to shoot, but just not that well. And the helicopters are coming in. He's spotted this attack here, and he's got the helicopters coming in to try and support. And the helicopters are doing backflips then. Because why not? And he's even brought the bombers in just to try and take out what he can. But he's also being attacked from the north of his original location. Some of his original land has been taken already. And it looks like he's going to lose his last factory very soon. He's being shot from artillery. Which will mean Basantos will be focusing all of his energy in this location. He's attacking from the north on land, from the north in the ocean, and from the west via the land with tanks as well. And he does have commandos in these jets by the looks of it, and he's trying to bring them somewhere. Another energy well goes down. He still has this one down in the south. Let's have a quick look in this mode, because I don't use it enough. So from 7's perspective, he has his base over here under attack. The helicopter production, the airfield, is under attack by 2 infantry units as the tanks are rolling in, and 7 gives up the game. I kind of wanted to show more of that battle just at the end then with the free camera, but, you know, let's have a look at a graph instead. So 7 unfortunately wasn't able to keep up with the capital generated, so his income was a bit low. And Basantos' upkeep was higher, which meant he had more structures and units. His energy production was a lot higher, which I think was mostly at the beginning, where 7 unfortunately wasn't able to invest in enough energy to start the game with his tanks, which slowed him down a bit. But anyway, what do you think about that game? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and there are 2 videos on screen right now. Feel free to click on one, and I'll see you there.